Welcome back. You know, if you have a U.S. government Model 45, you'll be told and informed, and you will read and you will see on the internet that you should never under any circumstances allow your gun to do that. Don't ever do this. Because if you do this, it will break the steer, and if you do that, it will break the hammer, and if you do that, your frame will crack. And if you continue to do that, your gun will break, and you won't have a very good gun afterwards. But whatever you do, don't ever do that. Because if you do that, then you'll be doing exactly the same thing that everybody who ever stood guard mount in the U.S. Army or the U.S. Navy or the U.S. Marines did. Because if you did that, you would be standing at guard mount waiting for the officer of the day to come by, and on command you would rack the slide back, stand there for inspection with your magazine in your hand, and when he's done inspecting you, then you would do this and do this and do this. So don't ever do that. You know, there's a lot of bogus information going around, and that's one of the biggest and most bogus of all, capital B. I'll grant you that there are things out there that have 1911 on their, side of the frame, and it may say 1911 in the catalog, and perhaps you shouldn't do that, because if you do that, you're going to break their dual gun. Well, I'm telling you right now that the model 1911 45 was not made like that. It was made to withstand that over and over again, no matter where you were in the planet. If you were assigned to the military police and your company stood guard mount, then that's what you did every single time you went to duty. Everybody who was, no matter whether they were in Tokyo, whether they were in First and Fellbrook in the Air Force, no matter whether they were in Coochie, Vietnam, or Fort Polk, Louisiana, that's exactly what you did. I'll repeat it again. On command, you stood and drew the slide back, placed the magazine in your hand, completed inspection, dropped the slide, pulled the trigger, and returned it to your holster, and returned your magazine to its pouch. Now, let me just kind of go over this a little bit and bring a little bit of logic into this. John M. Browning did not tell the military that they had to conform to some weaknesses that were inherent in his design. He had to design his 45 to fit into the government program. That's the way things go. Whether they're buying, F-18 jets or whatever they're buying, the government says, this is what we want, this is what we do, we have guard mount, we want to be able to drop those slides and put them back into the holster. That's what John M. Browning built. He built a combat piece. This is not a target piece. This has got it's got a stiff trigger. It's a 5 to 6 pound trigger. Government Model 45s typically don't have a very, very light trigger. They have a good trigger. It's a combat trigger. It's a trigger which is designed to go into service no matter where you are in the world, no matter whether it's sandy, no matter whether it's rainy, no matter whether it's freezing, no matter what it is, and that's what the gun was designed to do. And it was designed to do that more than to do anything else, because no matter how many times you went into duty, you had to stand at guard mount and you had to be inspected with your sidearm. This is the only gun I want to take on duty with me. Thank you very much. It's the gun that I can do that over and over with. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe. God bless.